friends. Welcome to your Astrology Forecast tarot reading and yoga class for the week of June 2nd through the 8th, 2024. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. Like I said, this is an astrological check-in, so we're going to talk about the astrology of the week, what's going on in the stars. This is also a tarot reading, so we're going to check in with the energy of this week in the cards. And at the end of this, there will be a yoga class if you'd like to channel the energy of this week in a more physical type of way. Again, everything is optional. You don't have to do the yoga class at the end if you don't want to, but I am a yoga teacher and I do like to incorporate witchcraft and astrology into my yoga practice, so I figured I'd share that with y'all. I do this every single week for free here on my channel. I also put out full free yoga classes and tarot readings for every new moon and full moon, and then I also just put out yoga classes in general. So if you're interested in witchcraft and wellness and everything in between, hit that subscribe button. I also have a membership here on YouTube where we do live yoga, live tarot, live new moon and full moon workshops. That's actually finally kind of coming back this week. I have been taking a little bit of a break. I did lose one of my dogs a couple weeks ago. You can see my other dog Jack is walking around here. He's been like so attached to me lately, so you don't usually see him in my videos, but he will not leave my side, so he is here with us. But yeah, we are gonna get into it. We're gonna start with the astrology and then we're gonna get into the tarot. So what's happening this week astrologically? The biggest thing is we have a new moon in Gemini coming up on June 6th, and I will be putting out a full video about that new moon as well as a yoga class and tarot reading for that new moon, probably tomorrow or the next day, but we'll just kind of do a little brief overview of it here. And honestly, the new moon is going to be in Gemini. We also have Mercury moving into Gemini on June 3rd. Venus is in Gemini, Jupiter is in Gemini, the sun is in Gemini. There's a lot of stuff in Gemini. And the energy of Gemini, we know Gemini is an air sign. Gemini is the twins in astrology. And all of this Gemini energy is all about socializing, connection, communication, knowledge, mental clarity, intelligence. But there's also this nature of duality. Gemini again is the twins. And if we look at Gemini in the tarot, it is the lovers. And I kind of mentioned this in my video last week. The opposite of the lovers in the tarot is the devil. They are mirror images of each other. And it's this concept of, again, light and shadow, black and white, opposites, duality. Like that is the vibe of Gemini. It's like neither of these things can exist without the other. And I kind of mentioned it in my last video. It's also, if we look at what's the opposite of love, it is grief. The opposite of life, it is death. And that's also kind of coming through a lot, at least for me personally, because I have been dealing with loss and things like that. But this is a very good energy this week. All these things in Gemini, there's a couple of conjunctions and alignments with everything in Gemini. It is a very... for me, it feels like a breath of fresh air, and maybe that's just because Gemini is a air sign. That's kind of how it's coming through for me. I have definitely noticed this energetic shift, and we are shifting from a lot of things in Taurus to things in Gemini. And while I did enjoy the Taurus energy it's more, obviously, Taurus is an earth sign. It's grounded, it's heavy, it's down to earth. It's this heavier energy, not in a bad way, just a heavier type of energy. And now we're moving from Taurus into Gemini energy. Gemini energy is way lighter, it's airier. It's a little bit ungrounded, but kind of in a good way. And I think we needed that breath of fresh air, that mental clarity, to kind of cut through some of the heaviness that we have been having. This is also the last week that we have Mars in Aries. And that's a very, obviously, Aries is a fire sign. That's a very fiery, passionate, a little bit explosive kind of energy. But I think this week definitely kind of taking a hold of all this air and fire energy that we have and using it to kind of cut through any heaviness, to get moving, to get out. I have been just in my house in a depressive grief hole since my dog passed, and I'm actively making the effort this week to on Tuesday night I'm having a vampire movie night with my friends, because I'm all about the vampires, and I'm trying to be more social and trying to crawl myself out of this depression hole with socialization and community and connection. And that's kind of what this Gemini energy is all about. And again, we have that new moon in Gemini on June 6th, and new moons are all about new beginnings, new intentions, new goals, all of those things. And again, I'll be talking a little bit more about that on my video for the new moon in Gemini, but that's kind of the vibe this week. All the Gemini things, a little bit of Aries. There is still a little bit of Taurus and Pisces as well, and Aquarius. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on astrologically. Like I said, there are a couple conjunctions and alignments happening with the planets in Gemini. I'm pretty much focused on the major transits as well as the moon phases because I am a lunar witch. That's kind of mostly what I do. But yeah, that's kind of your general overview of what you need to know of what's going on this week. All in all, I would say get out there. Start making moves, start making changes, start connecting, start talking to people, Gemini is also a very heavy energy of like knowledge and learning and, educating yourself and having kind of that mental intelligence power. Gemini is Mercury is ruled by Gemini. That is the planet that rules Gemini, and Virgo is Mercury. And Mercury is our planet of communication and travel and technology and things like that. But Mercury in Gemini is like, it's in its home planet, right? So it's, again, that really big energy of like learning, communicating, maybe learning new things in technology, maybe traveling, maybe getting out there, just, embody that Gemini air energy of not being so grounded, moving forward with mental clarity and learning what you can and socializing where you can and making connections. So that's pretty much it. Let's get into the tarot of it all. I already shuffled this deck. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. And again, that is the air energy. Swords is a suit of air. And the Five of Swords, you can see here, it's like just after battle. These people have just fought and the battle is over, and it is a card of kind of putting your swords down, getting away from the chaos of battle, and almost like kind of choosing your battles, but it's walking away from the swords. It's like cutting, and again, I keep getting this like message or energy of like cutting through the bullshit, you know what I mean? Like cutting through the nonsense and just like walking away. These battles, and swords is the suit of, again, air and the mind and intellect. It can be an internal battle in your head, just like the chaos kind of in your mind. Either way, I think we need to cut through it. We need to just like kind of take that sword and slice it off, whether it's you kind of battling internally with yourself or with others. Like, move on. It's not doing anybody any good, right? All right, what else do we need to know this week? And the Page of Swords. I was thinking about the Page of Swords as I was talking about all this energy. I almost said it, like Page of Swords energy. And here it is. It just like flipped while I was shuffling. This is the energy. This is the Gemini energy. It's young air energy. The Page of Swords. Like, Jack just got the burst of energy too. The Page of Swords, yeah, I'm talking about you. The Page of Swords is a card of adventure, of going on new adventures. You can see he's kind of taking his sword and like moving forward with it. The Page of Swords goes and seeks out new fun and exciting things, Pages can be messengers, yes, so it can be kind of the messenger of air. And I actually think of like the god Hermes, and I think he is also Mercury. But it's kind of that energy, he's like the messenger. He's like all over the place. He has little like wings on his shoe. I think about him in Hercules, but that's kind of the vibe of the Page of Swords, is like going out, doing new things, like trying new things, being adventurous, experimenting, learning through experiences, that kind of energy. That's definitely what we should be focusing on this week. What else do we need to know? Maybe chaos mode will work, maybe it won't. We'll give one more shuffle, then we'll pull the old-fashioned way. I don't know what Jack is doing back there. You can hear him moving. He's very excited. The moon, yeah, it's like, what's the energy that we're cutting through is the moon. The moon is Pisces energy. The moon is foggy. The moon is unsure of the path ahead. It's very illusion. It's very like, it is kind of a slightly confusing energy. It's very foggy, but that's kind of what, if you feel like you're stuck in that, if you feel like you're stuck in the fog, you're trying to maybe go down this path. But the thing about the moon is this path that's going kind of into the distance, it's not blocked, but it's just, you can't see through it. There's like a fog. And the only way to cut through that fog is to move forward. And every step you take forward, things become a little bit more clear. It's like, if you're trying to get unstuck, if you're trying to get out of that fog, cut through it with adventure, getting out of like your shell, going out and doing new things, just cut through the fog. You gotta get, we gotta keep moving. I think at least for me personally, a lot of us, we've been kind of standing still. I don't know about y'all, but it's definitely felt like a kind of limbo situation. We got to move forward. And what are we moving forward to? The Ten of Pentacles. This is what everybody wants. This is what everybody wants. Ten of Pentacles is like the everything, the abundance for you, your friends, your family, everybody around you. You know, an abundant table, multiple abundant harvests. Like the Nine of Pentacles is kind of like an abundant harvest, or just like you, yourself, and I. This is an abundant harvest that lasts. This is a legacy kind of energy. And that's what we're all moving towards. But if we're not there yet, the most that we can do to kind of start to move forward, like if we're like in the moon, but we want to move towards the Ten of Pentacles, we got to cut through the fog and we got to get moving. But what's stopping us? The Three of Swords. This is always the eternal blockage that kind of stops us from moving forward, is the sadness, the loss, the grief, the breakups, the heartache, you know, all those things. That's what the Three of Swords is. You know, you can clearly see the three swords through the heart, and it is hard to push forward through heartbreak. And, you know, the Three of Swords doesn't have to be like a breakup or relationship kind of heartbreak. It can be heartbreak again over loss. It can be the loss of anything too. It doesn't have to be the loss of a person or a pet or a partner. You can grieve a lot of things, but this is kind of what's holding us back. And I think it's interesting that it's the Three of Swords, and then we have like the Page of Swords. And I feel like almost this Page of Swords is like pulling those swords out from the heart. You can see he has a sword here in his hand. It's like, how do we kind of pull those swords out? We have to move on. And as we move forward, and it's not saying you forget what has happened or you forget those that you've lost, or you just magically move on overnight. And you're like, well, my heart's not broken anymore, because that's not how it works. But moving forward confidently and boldly and going on those new adventures and stuff, you can slowly start to pull those swords out of your chest. We have the Seven of Cups here. Maybe we just don't know where to go. It's another card of like illusion and having too many options. And again, that fogginess of like, which one do I choose? You choose the hard work. The Eight of Pentacles said, you better get to work. You better work, bitch, Britney Spears. Like, that's what the Eight of Pentacles is all about. It's a very, very Capricorn card. And you can see he's like, he's crafting. He's working hard. He's like a carpenter or something, carving these pentacles out of wood. But the Eight of Pentacles is, and I just noticed it's right below the Ten of Pentacles. That's kind of like if the Seven of Pentacles is like the seeds that we plant, the Eight of Pentacles is the hard work and the nurturing of those seeds that gets us to the Nine of Pentacles, which again, the Nine of Pentacles is like that singular independent harvest. And then the Ten of Pentacles is the long-term sustained abundant harvest for everybody. The Eight of Pentacles is what separates us from getting there. And it's the hard work. It is the grind every day. It's the Capricorn workhorse energy. It's hard, yes. But if you're feeling like you don't know where to go, the hard work is the answer, whatever that means, you know? And it's not to say, because again, we have the Page of Swords here, all this Gemini energy. It's not saying don't work hard, play hard. Work hard and also play hard, but get that hard work in. And then Wheel of Fortune, the cycles will shift. The wheel will turn, and the Wheel of Fortune is a change in fortune. It is a turning of the wheel. It is also a reminder that we are on this wheel, whether we like it or not. We can't really control it, but the Wheel of Fortune is right here under the Three of Swords, and it's like, it's shifting. We're shifting from the Three of Swords into a new cycle. And honestly, we love to see it. I just realized this Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. This is the card of community, of friendship, of squad, of going and hanging out with your besties, celebrating, all that jazz, all this very Gemini energy of communication and socializing and all that jazz. You should really be getting out and going and just like being around people. I know we don't want to. Believe me, I know. I am the most introverted person. I don't want to leave my house, but sometimes we need to, because Eight of Swords on the bottom of our clarifying deck. This is the glow in the dark tarot, so it's literally the same deck, the red or white tarot, but like black and white, and it glows in the dark. Because we're in a self-imposed prison, the Eight of Swords. You know, as I've said, the Swords is the suit of like the intellect, the mind, and the Eight of Swords is what happens when you think too much and you get yourself stuck in a little prison of your own doing. You're trapped, but you can get out of it. It's just you have to make that decision to get out of it, which is way easier said than done. It does take a lot of work to get out of the Eight of Swords, but you need to get out of your self-imposed prison, my friends. All right, what else do we need to know this week? what is going on. I also chose this deck because of like the duality of like the regular like full color red or white deck and the black and white version. I don't know. That was my intention behind choosing these two decks that I used today. Knight of Swords, absolutely. With the Page of Swords, all the swords. This is again that Gemini energy coming through. Go do something. Go charge forward ahead. This is a lightning pony. Yes, sometimes he can be a little reckless, a little bit too fast, striking a little too fast, and it's definitely not a healthy energy to be in all the time. But when you need to cut through the fog, when you need to get through the moon, when you need to move forward because you're feeling the heartbreak, because you're feeling kind of stuck, there's nothing wrong with, I don't want to say being a little rash or reckless, but like going out and doing something you don't usually normally do, like charging boldly forward ahead into something. You know, I would say try to charge into something nice and productive and that feels good, but like, you know, sometimes we got to take little risks. We got to be a little, not aggressive, reckless, kind of, you know. We have the Two of Cups here, and this is the card of talking, flirting, socializing, communication, connection. It is the baby card to the Lovers, which again, like I said, is the card of Gemini. Could be that, you know, maybe some kind of connection is coming in for you, but that connection, whether it's a friend or a partner or whatever, will not come in unless you go out and seek it. You have to put in the effort. It takes two to tango. Like there's two people on this card. Like you actually have to go out and do things if you want to have some kind of connection. And I'm calling myself out with that one. Look, and what can I say, my friends? There's the Lovers right there. I kind of have to censor it because, you know, they're a little naked, but there's the Lovers, the card of Gemini, and the sister card to the Two of Cups. If this is a great, and it's nice because this is on top of the Three of Swords, right? What is the Three of Swords? Heartbreak, loss, breaking up, grief, swords in your heart. Now we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which are kind of like, again, the antithesis. I can't talk right now. Too much Gemini energy. Antithesis, there we go, of the Three of Swords. It is the opposite, right? Again, it's that duality. Three of Swords versus the Lovers. It's like heartbreak versus new love. And we have the Two of Cups here and the Lovers, and those are both great cards as far as love goes, but the Lovers can also signify choice as well as the Two of Cups. It can signify that you have, again, two choices. It is, again, both cards of duality. The concept that, you know, light and shadow cannot exist without the other. But I would say in this context, it is very much in the traditional sense of the Lovers, of like love, connection, connecting with someone, socializing, going out and maybe finding love, all that jazz. I think that's really what we should be focusing on this week. I just realized too, the Knight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Another kind of good card when it comes to love. Nile Knights are on a mission, and this guy's on a mission of love. Cups are the suit of the emotions and love and all that jazz. Now, the final thing we're going to do is get some main themes, major themes, just last little notes of this reading with the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck, because once again, I am in my Buffy era. When am I not in my Buffy era, to be honest? But I just felt compelled to use it because it is one of my favorite decks. Let's just get three just like main themes that we can expect this week. What's going on this week? Major themes. I actually have a song from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode stuck in my head right now. The song that Spike sings called Rest in Peace. The Ten of Cups. Yeah, moving towards your joy and happiness and love and abundance. I'm pretty sure that's Willow when I think is it Willow or is it Tara that gets white hair for a hot minute when they tap into the magic? I can't remember. I need to rewatch Buffy. But Ten of Cups. Pure joy, happiness, fortune after difficulty. It's like a rainbow of cups in the sky. That should definitely be your focus this week, is what makes you feel that way, what lights you up. The Hierophant, we have Giles here. The Watcher, the Librarian, can be a card of going out and seeking a guide, a teacher, someone, you know, like a Watcher, like Buffy has, someone to kind of guide you on your way. If you find that you need help doing these things, go seek out somebody. Go seek out somebody that's doing what you want to do, or someone that you look up to, and have them help. This is a card of Taurus. It's also a card of institutions and can be a card of marriage as well. I mean, we also have the Lovers here, but the connections between the heaven and the earth, and maybe it's you up-leveling to becoming a teacher. And the Four of Cups. This is kind of like, if you're like, man, Tasha, I don't want to go out of my house, and I don't want to, like, go do things. That's what's happening here. It's literally this sitting under the tree with the 3 cups in front of you, like, I don't even like those cups. I didn't want those cups. But the universe literally has a cup right behind your head, like, this is what you want is right here. You just have to turn around and look at it. If you're too busy focused on the cups that you don't want, and you're like, why are these in front of me? I don't even like these cups. You're never going to see the one that's right behind you. So that's pretty much all I have for this reading, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this resonates. Please let me know if it does in the comments. I will meet you back on my mat for a little yoga class, and maybe I'll see you next week. Hello, my friends. Welcome to our yoga class this week, where you're going to channel all this Gemini energy. Gemini in the body actually rules the things in the upper body that we have 2 of, seeing, you know, Gemini is the twins. But our arms, our shoulders, our lungs, you know, we have 2 lungs. And again, Gemini is an air sign. Gemini also does share the throat chakra with Taurus, because Taurus does rule the neck and the throat. Both Taurus and Gemini both rule over the vocal cords, so we're going to tap into that a little bit as well. But mostly what we're going to do is kind of open the lungs, open the shoulders, and do that kind of thing today. I do have my handy dandy assistant Jack here. Again, he cannot leave my side since his brother passed, so if he starts acting silly, I'm so sorry. This is the one that you always hear barking in the background of my videos. He shouldn't hopefully bark because he's here with me, but he's just going to be my little assistant today. So we are going to get started seated. Now, this is a accessible trauma-informed yoga class. Everything I say is an option, not an order. You do what feels best for you and your body. You can get started in an easy seated pose, and that's what easy seated pose means for you. It means something different for everybody. Maybe you like to sit with your legs crossed. Maybe you like to sit with your legs extended. Maybe you want to sit on a pillow or a bolster or a block. Whatever feels right and good for you and your body, I want you to go there. And we're just going to come to our space. Now, you can have your palms facing down to get grounded, palms facing up to receive. Or something I've liked to do recently is 1 up, 1 down, a little bit as above, so below, a little bit of duality energy. You choose what feels best for you, and this is where man, I cannot talk. Have you guys noticed? I'm just tripping over my words. It's fine. We are going to get started by just bringing our awareness to our breath, to this present moment together. You can keep the eyes open or closed, whatever feels good for you. And just start to bring awareness to your breath. Not changing anything about it, just noticing as it goes in and out. Perhaps noticing what happens in the body as you breathe. So maybe on the inhale, the shoulders rise, the chest expands, the belly expands, taking up space. And on the exhale, a gentle release, a gentle grounding. Starting to make these inhales and exhales a little longer, a little deeper. And as we breathe here, just doing a little inventory, a little check-in of the mind, the body, the soul. Just taking this moment of mindfulness and of breath to bring us to the right here, the right now. This Gemini energy is also an energy of curiosity, so perhaps just getting curious of what's happening inside. We're practicing non-judgment, non-attachment, just noticing what's going on. Being mindful of our needs. Now, if you'd like to set an intention for this practice or for this week ahead, I invite you to do so here. So whatever it is that you're intending to do today or this week, you can say it out loud. I encourage you to say it out loud to tap into that Gemini energy, that Mercury energy of speaking it into existence. You can simply say, I intend to blank, or I will blank. Or maybe it's more of an I am affirmation of how you would like to feel this week. But whatever it is, you can set your intention here, and we'll seal it with a few breaths. So nice big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, release it. Big inhale in. Open mouth, exhale, release. One more just like that. Really big inhale in. Fill up a little more. And open mouth, exhale, release. On your next inhale, you can bring your arms up overhead. Really reach, elongate the spine. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend into the elbows, goalposting the arms, lifting the chin, and opening up the heart again, opening up those lungs, squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. Inhale, reach the arms up, really lengthen. Exhale to open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can inhale those arms up once more overhead. Exhale, we're going to drop the right arm and reach over to the right. The left arm stays up. We're reaching over, creating space in this side body, keeping the left hip down. So finding this side bend here, and we're keeping the heart, the chest open to the ceiling. Breathing into this left side body. Now we're going to get into opening the front and the back of the heart, the front and back of the lungs. So on the inhale, we're going to pull this left arm back, opening up that chest, that heart space, the lung space, even more to the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're rounding forward like we're going to thread the needle with this left hand under the right arm. Inhale, open, pull that arm back. Exhale, thread the needle and twist. Inhale, open. Jack has no idea what's going on right now. Exhale, twist. 2 more on this side. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now we'll inhale through center, exhale, take it over to the other side. So that left hand drops, the right arm now reaches over. We find that side bend on the right. Keeping that chest open to the ceiling, keeping that right hip down. Can I help you, sir? You're so confused. I know. You're just going to stare at me the whole time. That's fine. Breathing here. And same thing, we're going to open up the heart, the lungs. We're going to inhale, pull this right arm back, opening up towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding forward like we're going to thread the needle under the left arm. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. And exhale. You can release. The last thing we're going to do here is get a little bit into those vocal cords and kind of use our voice a little bit. Come here. Come lay down. If Jack wants to settle down, sit. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our chin and we're going to bring it down to our chest. So you're going to feel that pull in the back of your neck. And then we're going to shake our head from side to side. So like you're shaking your head no, shaking the head from side to side slowly, very exaggerated. And what I want you to do is say no here to anything that you want to release, anything that you want to say no to, maybe toxic people, toxic places, bad energy, anything you don't want to hold on to any longer. Say no to it here. I encourage you to say it out loud. Tap into that vocal Gemini energy, that throat chakra energy. And then coming back to center, chin to chest, now we're going to nod the head yes. Very slowly, very exaggerated. The chin comes forward to the chest, and then the chin lifts and the head drops back. And here's where I want you to say yes. Yes to anything that you're inviting in this week, anything that you're trying to manifest or invite into your life. Say it out loud. Maybe saying yes to love, to abundance, to happiness, yes to healing, whatever it may be. And you can gently return to a neutral spine. Now we're going to transition slowly to our hands and our knees to a tabletop position. So I'm moving slowly with intention, coming to my hands and knees. My shoulder, elbow, wrist are stacked. My hips are stacked over my knees. And we will go into a cat-cow flow here. I think a cat-cow is also a great kind of duality flow, going from one to the other. So on the inhale, we're going to lift the chin, open the heart, arching the back. Exhale to round, tucking the pelvis, tucking the chin to chest, doming out the shoulders. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Now really tap into your breath here. Again, that Gemini energy of air. Nice big inhale when you open. Nice big exhale when you round. And you can move through with your breath, flow with your breath for 5 to 7 more rounds, linking breath to movement and finding your flow. When you're finished with your last round, you can return to a neutral spine. The last thing that we're going to do here is a little bit of a twisty flow. I find this kind of gets into the shoulders, the chest, all that good upper body duality stuff. So we're going to start with the right arm. We're going to inhale that right arm up and open. And exhale, we're going like we're going to thread the needle under our left arm, but we're not dropping all the way down just yet. Inhale to open. Exhale to twist and thread the needle. Jack's like, what the heck is going on? Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. Inhale, open. And exhale, thread. Inhale, open. And exhale. This time we're going to thread the needle and come all the way down to that shoulder. Taking the full twist here. You might have to move around a dog or a child or a cat if they're in your way. Hi. This left hand can come to plant in front of you. It can extend overhead, or you can take a half bind behind your back. And this right arm is reaching through, head and shoulder are lower to the mat. We're finding this twist here and breathing. Now when you're ready, you can bring this left hand to plant on the mat if it's not there already. Press into it, inhale to open up, and exhale to release down. Now we'll take it to the other side. You can inhale that left arm up and open. Exhale, thread the needle, but not dropping all the way down just yet. Inhale to open. Exhale, thread. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, go ahead and thread the needle all the way down, dropping the head, dropping the shoulder, and coming to this twist. Now, again, my right hand can stay where it is. You can extend it overhead, or you can take that half line behind the back, whatever feels right and good for you. And we'll breathe here for a moment into this twist. Now you can bring that right hand to plant on the mat in front of your face. Press into it. Inhale to open up one more time. And exhale to release. All right, my friends, our final posture here, we're going to find a child's pose. So you can widen the knees as wide as the mat. Sink the hips back down to the heels. Extend those arms out and lower all the way down. Either your chin or your forehead, perhaps pressing onto the mat. And sinking down low and getting grounded here, finding your breath. Perhaps reminding yourself of the intention that you set at the beginning of class. Maybe say it out loud one more time here. This is where I will leave you today, my friends, in our Balasana Child's Pose. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you'd like, at least 5 to 10 breaths. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and perhaps I'll see you next time.